Today, I'm back with Mega Movie Numbers, where we run down physical media by the numbers. First, we get into the top 20 selling 4K Ultra HD discs of a previous week. I give you my thoughts and recommendations on every single title there. And then we get into the market share breakdown, looking at all the different disc formats you love, DVDs, Blu-rays, and 4Ks, see how well they're selling in comparison to one another. And then we get into the future of physical media with some educated guesses and predictions of where physical media sales are now and where they are going, and just have a great time talking them movies. But before we get into this list, of course, go ahead and mega smash that like and subscribe. That way you stay entertained and up to date on all the latest physical media topics. And leave in the comments below what do you think is going to be the top selling 4K disc of this week. And then, of course, also what do you think of the market share breakdown. But let's start off with this top 20 list here. At the bottom, we got Blade Runner 2049 from Warner. This is a fun sci-fi action movie. I actually like this sequel in comparison to the original. I just thought visually it was absolutely stunning. So I'm happy to see the 4K back on this list. Next up, we got a new title here with Goodbye Uncle Tom from Blue Underground. Wow, we don't see Blue Underground on these lists a whole bunch just because they don't put out a lot anymore. But wow, I guess people actually picked up this 4K. Now, I know nothing about this movie. I heard it's pretty controversial and not everybody's cup of tea. So I'm going to steer away from this one just because it doesn't sound like my type of title. But if you guys would recommend it, let me know in the comments below. All right, next up, we got Wonka from Warner. Of course, I absolutely love this musical. Great singing and dance sequences in here with Timothée Chalamet. Great supporting cast. I just had a fun, whimsical time with that one. Next up, we got Planet Earth 3 from BB Studios. A lot of BB Studio titles got a major discount, so now people are trying out those 4Ks, and I bet you those 4K documentaries just look super gorgeous. And some people are a big fan of BBC Studios, so that is awesome. Next up, we got a new one here with I Am Cuba from Criterion. Know literally nothing about this title. I don't know if it's a documentary. I don't know if it's fiction based on a true story. You guys will have to even let me know the genre on this one. So it's not going to be the movie for me, but maybe somebody else out there really will love it. Let's see. Next up, we got Prey from 20th Century. This is definitely the movie for me. I picked up my slipcover not too long ago, and this is just a fun movie in the Predator franchise. Great action, and I love the historical nature of it all, mixing it in, and it was just kind of fun to see the Predator in a different location and different time, so I really enjoyed it. Next up, we got The Hunger Games: A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes from Lionsgate. Still haven't picked up this title. I know it's really popular, but I'm kind of waiting for a whole 4K set of all the Hunger Game movies. You know they're going to do a box set like that at some point, right? But I did like the movie overall in theater, so yeah, I'll check it out eventually. Again, next up, we got The Marvels from Disney and Marvel. Not MCU's strongest title. It does have its moments. You'll laugh at some parts, but it just is a sloppily put together story, unfortunately. Next up, we got Major League from Paramount, a classic sports comedy that I definitely want to give a whirl in the future. The slipcover looked nice, the steelbook looked fantastic. So either way you go, you're going to enjoy, I'm sure. Next up, we got True Lies on 20th Century, of course. James Cameron 4K title just looks super gorgeous. Fun Arnold, Jamie Lee Curtis action comedy. And yeah, I have a great time with that one. Can see why it's still selling so well. Next up, we got Dune Part 1 from Warner. People are picking up their Dune Part 2 stuff now, getting those pre-orders in, wanting steelbooks, wanting slipcovers. It was so hot at the box office in the theaters, so people got to get Part 1, just kind of combo with Part 2 there. Next up, we got a new one here with Still Magnolias from Sony Pictures. Never seen this movie before. Don't know if it would be the movie for me. It kind of looks like a drama, I'm guessing. But yeah, just don't know anything about this movie. Next up, we got a new one here with Rolling Thunder from Shout Studios. This looked like a classic action movie, but once again, just don't know too much about this title. You guys will have to share that in the comments. All right, next up, we got Oppenheimer from Universal. This one did look and sound amazing in theaters. A lot of people obviously loving the 4K. It's just always on this list and will be on here for a very long time. That's just the reputation Oppenheimer has now. I still don't fully get the overhype, but hey, it did something right to be selling this much. Next up, we got Aquaman and Lost Kingdom from Warner. Yes, this movie is not the best, but it does have some action sequences you might find fun. I don't think it did a good job leaving off the DCEU. Wish it was as great as the first, but hey, you know what? We just got to move on with the DC movies at this point, see where they go next with James Gunn's universe. Hopefully, it's great. Next up, we got a new one here with Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 2 from Warner. I've not seen this one. I haven't seen Part 1 yet. I'm waiting for them to do a combo pack on a 4K disc, which you know they're going to do. They've done this before. So I'm just waiting on this one so I can get them all together nicely in one packaging. But hopefully the movies are great. Next up, we got a new one here with The Beekeeper from Warner and MGM. I actually really like this title. It's directed by David Ayer. It's a fun action, kind of John Wick style movie with Jason Statham, and it's very visually pleasing as well. Kind of feels like a comic book movie in some scenes, and I just really enjoyed it. Had a fun time with that one. We'll pick up the 4K when it gets like a super discount. Next up, we got a new one here with Nostalgia, Nostalgia, Nostalgia. There we go. I think that is right. Kino Lorber. Oh my gosh, tripping over all these titles today. Of course, know nothing about this movie. Never even heard of this one. If this one is worth my time, you guys will have to let me know. But I'll put the picture up here to see if that jogs any memories. Next up, we got The Abyss from 20th Century. This movie looks great on the 4K format, just the underwater scenes, all the creature alien designs. I really enjoyed watching this one just with the experience of how it looked in that 4K sharpness, more so than the story itself. The story is okay, it just looks great. Next up, we got our new top one here. This is no surprise, The Departed from Warner. Wow, Warner was killing it on this list this week. Just so many titles from them on this one. But The Departed, definitely a great crime drama. You got so much great acting talent here with Leonardo DiCaprio, Mark Wahlberg, Matt Damon, and of course Jack Nicholson. So I really like this one, directed by Martin Scorsese. I will have to pick up this 4K eventually, but I didn't love the steelbook design. I didn't love the slipcover design, so it's one I can perfectly wait on for a massive discount. But that is the top 20 selling 4K Ultra HD discs of that week. You guys let me know if you saw any surprises on there, anything that you thought was going to be on there that wasn't. Let's talk those in the comments, of course. But now let's move on to the market share breakdown. Let me bring up these home video charts for us. And wow, already seeing the numbers here. And we got 4Ks that pretty much about doubled from the previous week. That is fantastic. Over that 15% marker now. I was getting worried last week when I saw it 7%. I'm like, oh my gosh, that is even so small for 4Ks. I always like to see 4Ks above 10%. Happy they're above 15%. That's fantastic. Now, Blu-rays really didn't change much at all. This really was 4Ks taken away from the DVD percentage because DVD was like at 70% last time. Oh my gosh. And now they're kind of back down to earth at a lower 60 type of percent. So yeah, that is awesome for 4K collectors out there, but it makes sense. They've been releasing more new titles to 4Ks, so apparently those are selling. That's awesome. And I guess DVDs are just always gonna sell because they're the convenient, cheap option. They're plentiful in Walmart, and who knows if they will take a larger hit in the future as more new 4Ks come out throughout the summer. I think DVDs might drop a little bit more, but Blu-rays is a question mark for me. Why is that not shifting around too much? You would think 4Ks go up, maybe Blu-rays would go up as well because Blu-rays aren't a super expensive option, and you do get the upgrade to HD. Are those DVD collectors not caring for the HD? Are they not jumping to a Blu-ray? Because sometimes the prices aren't too much of a difference there. So why are Blu-rays just kind of staying on point, pretty consistent? Why 4Ks are going up? I don't get it. You'd think Blu-rays and 4Ks would go up together. What's going on there, people? You guys will have to let me know that in the comments below. But now let's go ahead and talk about physical media. How's it selling overall? Let's just make some educated guesses and predictions of where we're going next with it too. But I will say I'm guessing the sales are doing okay. Of course, we know in general physical media has been declining as they've been taking it out of stores. We've gotten rid of physical media at Best Buy. Targets barely have any physical media now. Walmart has physical media, and then you, of course, have those online retailers too, and the boutique labels trying to support the collectors out there. So, yeah, I bet in general it's probably still declining, but I bet you it jumped up a little bit with at least these new titles. I bet it got just a little bit of a boost, probably not too much. It's never going to be where it was back in the day, of course, but hey, at least there's new titles. People are buying them, and that is something to celebrate at least. But I think physical media in general is going to decline for the masses, the common consumers out there. There'll still be that niche collectors market. I'm still hoping for a renaissance with the collectors where more and more collectors might join in on the fun, and maybe we'll start collecting more of the Blu-rays, more of the 4Ks. We'll see DVDs shift down a little bit. Maybe, just maybe, that will happen in the future as Amazon is getting more exclusives too, right? They're getting a new exclusive 4K steelbook to them. Maybe Amazon will help boost sales in the future of the 4Ks, and that will shift some numbers too in the long run. We will just have to see if Amazon can do that. But a lot of people shop from Amazon. There is no doubt about that. But those are just my thoughts right now. You guys will have to let me know in the comments below what do you think of the market share breakdown this week? Where do you think physical media is going in the future? Were you surprised by any of the 4K selling? What titles have you been picking up to fuel these numbers? Let's have those fun movie conversations down below. And of course, if you haven't already, go ahead and mega smash that like and subscribe. That way I can keep you entertained and up to date on all the physical media numbers in the future, of course. And just have a great day talking them movies. If you love this physical media topic, go ahead and mega smash the next video right now. And thank you so much, my mega membership supporters. If you love talking and collecting movies, consider joining the Mega League of Film Fans through memberships to support content creation while gaining access to perks like shoutouts, exclusive videos, and future topic choices.